podcast. This evening I'll be discussing my sources for this project, specifically highlighting the events that led to the American immigration, um, to which the Mexicans have begun to participate in. This movement that we are looking at is um, the highlight of westward expansion as we see it through America. Um, and so we see the people of Mexico owning um, lands in the West Coast, and specifically the South. Texas, so to say, I will be emphasizing more on of the story and discussing um, the role and the events that kind of shaped um, politically, economically, and socially for both America and Mexico. And now to view it in American sense real quick, we see Americans arriving in Texas. Mexican government opens its borders up for the Americans to come in. And we see streams and streams of Americans coming in. And at one point, Mexico wishes to close it. There are too many of them coming in, and it outnumbers the people in the Texas land, the Mexican population. And they set roadblocks and things of that nature. But and now to go in more deeply, we see the changes and Mexico not sitting right with the idea of all this occurring, and of course America doesn't view it as righteously, as a block off and close off of Texas, and it erupts for the initiation of war. The war doesn't happen just yet, but it's the initiation and the causes that lead up to the war. And specifically looking at James K. Polk, the administration of James K. Polk, and his mentality, into which he inherited from Andrew Jackson, his philosophy of the continuance of westward expansion, but more so looking at manifest destiny. This right to where America takes rightful land and willingly, because it's in the act of God that America gains its proper lands to continue developing and establishing America. And so to view it through the scope of Mexico, we see many events that turn over through this particular situation. More so, what is more incurred and I examined carefully was the turmoil politically. There were many sides to which sided differently, and many different regimes that took the situation in hands, some appropriately and some inappropriately. And what I mean by appropriately, I mean more so I will be looking at the Herrera government, in which the events that were leading up to the war of U.S. and Mexico for Texas. He kind of goes off about saying how he wished to settle peace because he knows that there is no hope in war, and there will be nothing to be gained, even if they were to go to war. That Mexico would not win, and so um, the majority don't agree with him, and so we see the resignation of Herrera due to the superiors of the military, which forced him to resign. Interestingly enough, which they were marching down to Texas, but um, stopped along the way to rather see the resignation of Herrera in his reign of presidency, his regime. And then through that fall, we see many other individuals taking his place and, acts of war. Um, from there on, we kind of don't see the righteous acts of Mexico, but more so the push American making in gaining Mexico. And again, just highlighting the Manifest Destiny process in which they are to gain Texas and all these other lands, but specifically right now, just looking at Texas under the James K. Polk administration, in which we see movement towards for Americans to seize, and going forward, we see that, and in the turn of the events, we see the power, control, and that America has, and Mexico really stands no chance at the numbers that they have. But more so, the importance of this war, politically, we looked at America and understanding that this is removing the Manifest Destiny aspect is an unjust act, as maybe we can put it, and knowing that this is different, but knowing that there's a will behind it, and that's the kind of change I see in America right now, and the violation of policies, going out of bounds to rightfully gain this land. But interesting moving forward, I'll be looking to gather information and to put it in this perspective of immigration.